Hello, world. We're starting now.
It's your boy Ty Sean Caldwell,
Oh,
aka Ty Easy.
okay, okay. Put some respect on his name. And it's your girl, Mila. What it do? What it do, boo boo? What it do? AKA Action Jackson. If you didn't know,
Now you know.
period. So before we get to our regularly scheduled forecasting for today, we have something that we need to ask you all. And I know y'all probably tired of us asking y'all stuff, but what should they do?
So we asking our Ohana, our day ones, because I already went to
Folks go,
Hawaii. So
folks go to Hawaii and they swear they Hawaiian.
so I'm asking our Ohana, we need an official name to call you guys because it takes a village
And
to
y'all are
raise
village.
us, and y'all
Y'all
are a
are
village.
So
So after this video is dropped, please in the comment section,
spam it.
comment.
In the comment section, we are gonna get y'all to drop what y'all think we should call y'all. And then we're gonna take like the top 3 comments, maybe the ones with the most likes, and then we're gonna post a poll on our story for y'all to officially vote what y'all wanna be called. We're not gonna give any suggestions because we care about y'all's feedback, so it's all on y'all.
Because remember, this podcast is ran by the people.
For the people. Power to the people. Yeah. Okay, now let's get to the regularly scheduled. Hold on. Down Philip notes. Oh,
That's enough. Can't get out too much.
okay. We can't do too much. We're just excited, y'all.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
the first.
God.
It's the first episode. We've been dragging it out, but not on
Yes.
on purpose, but not on purpose. Purposely accident, because we had to make sure everything was right because we want to do this the right way because we want this to be a legacy and we want this to be
It
an
is gonna
ongoing
be a
thing
legacy.
when we leave. So it has to be the best. It has to start off the best way.
Yes. And just to piggyback off of what he said, I am a marketing minor. So most of the delay has been because of me. Because in marketing, it's a certain thing called building anticipation, and that's what we've been doing. Because this first episode wouldn't be as good as it is if we didn't build anticipation. Y'all would not know nothing about what we was talking about if we didn't do all that marketing. And that's all that was. And be prepared. We always gonna do normal. Oh crap! I can't talk. Anyway, we're always gonna be doing marketing. So
Yep. So a while back we posted a poll, and we basically wanted to know what you guys wanted to know for the first episode, and y'all
y'all
tore
went
down
crazy.
with the questions. I'm just saying it was really good questions. Like these were not generic questions.
And we
Not-
love y'all for that.
Yeah, and I thank y'all for that.
Love y'all real bad.
So, without further ado, let's hop into the first question.
Episode. I'm so
Or
excited.
First episode, but first question as well. So the first question is, what is our Troy story, not
Oh,
trio.
Lord.
Trio works.
That's subtle foreshadowing for
Yeah.
some of the answers to these questions.
Yeah. So
I'm
what
gonna let
is
you go first.
our Troy story? So, as you guys may know, I am now going to my sophomore year. I'm a sophomore. Oh, hold on. Rephrase that. I'm a social work major that's a sophomore this year. I just came. I'm freshly off my freshman year. So basically, coming into Troy was not my first pick. Whether you guys know that or not, I actually wanted to go to Auburn University, but sadly,
War Eagle.
yes, War Eagle, and just know
Don't come in the comments talking
yeah.
about no roll tide because
Just
you
know
gonna get blocked.
Auburn, whoop that trick, whoop that.
Oh my
trick.
God, we gonna have to cut that.
What that trick? That ain't bad.
It's okay, guys.
Okay, but anyways, Auburn University was my first choice, and then Sanford, and
Ooh, okay,
then
period. I didn't even know that.
Sanford University, and then I forgot what the third one was. No, University of West Georgia or West Georgia
period.
something. I can't remember. So Troy wasn't even on the radar. But I was like, you know what? I had got waitlisted to all 3 schools, and I was like, it was crunch time. I didn't know what I wanted to do. So my career counselor actually brought me and another student on a tour to Troy. And I was like, okay, let me just go and see what they're talking about. So I got here, did the tour, campus beautiful. But what really draw me in was, they had this wonderful new master's program for social work because I
Okay.
knew I wanted to major in
Period.
social work, but I didn't know what I wanted to do after. So therefore, I had like a strong start, but I also could continue at Troy University if I wanted to in a master's program. And then on top to add on to top on, slow down, Tasha, slow
Slow
down.
down.
On
Slow
top of
down.
that,
Irr.
I say this a lot, even in interviews. The Trojan pride here was like chicken pox. It was easy to
Oh yeah.
spread, but hard to get rid of. So once they sold me on it, I was sold that I was coming to Troy University. So enough about me. What about you?
Oh my God, y'all. This is such an honor. My story is a little bit different, honestly. I didn't plan on coming to college at all. I kind of was forced into it because, like, I graduated and I was like, I'm done. Then my mom was like, you going to school. You ain't staying in my house. So I had to apply to a whole bunch of different schools, and I took advantage of free college application week. That's when I did all of my applications. I didn't pay for not one college application because we'll get into it at a later time. But sister girl was struggling, so I ain't had the extra money to pay for none of that. So free college application week, I got accepted, but I got conditionally accepted because I guess I'll let y'all in on a little secret. Your girl graduated high school with like a 1.9,
But
but I
it's
got
not.
3.0
Yeah,
now.
it's not how you start. It's how you finish.
Yes.
Remember that.
And just know, like I said, your girl was struggling. Life definitely shows up in your grades. And we're
It
going to talk
does.
about that at a later time. Anyway, so I got conditionally accepted into Troy. I got accepted into like other schools, but it was between Troy, A&M, and ASU. And I was leaning towards A&M. Thank God. Can we do a praise break for a second? Okay. But yes, thank God I did not go to A&M. So basically, I had did my housing application for here because my best friend was supposed to come with me. We had did the housing application together. We both from Birmingham. We was gonna come together. Y'all wanna know what this girl did? She got a scholarship into UAB and she dropped me like a bug.
Mm.
She dropped me like a bug, and unfortunately, like I said, times was hard, so it was $100 for my housing application. I ain't had $100 to pay nowhere else, so I was kind of stuck. And I was a little salty, but I was like, I'ma still go, cause why not? And then I started doing a little research. Come to find out, a lot of my friends from Birmingham was also coming to Troy, so I was like, you know what? I'll be cool. I know a couple people, so I came up for what it was.
Impact.
Impact. And let me say something about Impact. When I came, we ain't have the option to stay for 3 days. I had to come up here for an 8 to 5, and I had to bring my mama.
See, that's a good thing about being born in '05 and up because we'll get the good stuff. So
You get the good stuff,
yeah,
but can you buy everything that you want?
and
Oh, yeah.
that's irrelevant. We're not worried about that.
Anyway, he's a youngin' and I'm old, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much my story, and that's how I got here.
Which brings us to our next question. How did we meet? Honestly, I want to hear your story first because I don't recall us ever just meeting face to face without trio.
We
So let me
really
hear your
didn't.
story first.
Okay, I want to say my earliest memory of us actually meeting was when we went to Montgomery for that conference in Montgomery.
Montgomery? Enterprise.
Oh, that was Enterprise?
Yeah, it was
I
Enterprise.
could have sworn it was Montgomery.
No, it was Enterprise.
No, it was not Enterprise.
Yes, it was. We went to 2 conferences, Enterprise and then UA Birmingham.
We went to Montgomery because we went to go view the Capitol and stuff. I literally have
First Gen Day.
Yes, first Gen Day. Yes, it was first Gen Day. That was the first time that I really interacted with him because it was we was in trio. We was both on the exec board, but exec board was a little crazy. We ain't gonna talk about that. Anyway, he was the president. I'm social media chair. I mean, he's still the president, but it was we had never really hung out until then. And it was I don't know, we kind of just hit it off that day. And ever since then, we were kind of talking, but then it got to a point where I was in the office every day. He had to work study in the office. So it's we kind of bonded, and then we ended up talking more, and it kind of leads us to where we are now.
Boom. I mean, I ain't got to say nothing else. I co-sign everything she said. Cause I said, I don't remember, like, the first half of us meeting. I just remember, like, being on the exec board up until this moment. Like, I don't remember the in-between stuff.
That's how you know it was just a natural connection.
So the folks want to know, these next questions are actually tied together. So what is the story behind this podcast? Like, how do we come up with the idea? And then why do we have two names? Because, we go by Uncensored, and then we go by Real Talk with J and T.
Which one you want to answer?
So I'll talk about...
I think you should answer why we got two names. Okay.
So the reason... So the people that don't know, we actually have two names that we go by. Our unofficial but official name is Uncensored Beyond the Classroom, but our official name on campus is Real Talk with J and T. So
a little bit further.
Uncensored Beyond the Classroom is like our umbrella of everything that we use business for business purpose outside of campus. So we have like a meeting with a marketing agent or something outside of campus, that's the name that we use. So it's like a capstone umbrella, just
it's the actual business. But Real Talk is
on
separate.
campus, because we have something coming for you guys, I can't really say, but on campus our name is Real Talk with J and T, because this will eventually be something.
Oh my God, if y'all hear my stomach growling,
this will be.
I kind of heard it. If y'all hear my stomach growling, it's because I haven't ate yet. I've had a busy morning, so just act like y'all ain't hear it.
This will be something official, and like we mentioned earlier, this will be an ongoing legacy. So eventually, you guys will be seeing different people hosting the show. You'll see visitors, guest visitors, and things like that. So this is catered to college students. So college students will know us as Real Talk with J and T. So on to our next question. So how did this come about?
Okay, I'm sure. Well, to our incoming freshmen, y'all probably don't know this. Anyway, that man just texted me on BD. Anyway, apologies to any BDs. I just got that from TikTok. I promise you I ain't trying to say it triple, nothing like that. But I'm sure the people that's already been at Troy, y'all are very familiar with the university experience, the 1101 class. And we was literally just in the trio office one day. And we was like, well, no, Tyshawn came to me because this podcast was his idea. Like, the initial podcast, not exactly like what we're talking about. I'm going to get to that part. But us starting the podcast was his idea. That's why he's the CEO, and that's why he's the host, and I'm the co-host. Because, we do real business around
I don't know why she said that, y'all. We're equal over here, so it's 50-50.
It's 50-50, but originally it was his idea. We just curated it together. So we were talking about it. We was like, what should we talk about? What should we talk about? So I can't remember if it was me or you that said something about the university experience class.
I think it was me, because I was going, because when I talk about stuff, I go on a rant. I go on a rant for days and days and days. So.
Yeah. So we were talking about that class, and we were basically saying, like, even though we took that class, we still didn't know how to do nothing as far as Troy, like, as far as, like, planning our classes, scheduling a meeting with our advisors, because, honestly, the class is good, but it's information overload. Like, it's too much information being thrown at you at one time. So we was like, we should probably talk about that and, like, help college students to, like, navigate just through, like, planning classes and doing stuff like that. But then we was like, that's boring. We don't want to just talk about school. So we was like, I'm a very real person, and he is too. So we was like, why not we, like, expand on that and, like, give actual, like, real life advice? That's where kind of the uncensored part came from, because our main goal was to talk about the stuff that they don't talk about in the classroom.
Yes. So as far as, the uncensored part, because, most people are not cool with or comfortable with talking about uncomfortable topics or situations. So we wanted to bring awareness to that it's okay to talk about uncomfortable things, because I promise you, after you talk about it, you're going to feel better. And it's going to be like, oh, I didn't know that, but now I know. and now you can spread that on to somebody else or another incoming freshman that may go through this class. I'm like, well, here's a podcast about X, Y, and Z. Watch this, and now they can take that information and relay it back to their class and maybe even the teacher. So hey, because our
Yeah.
main goal, our one of our end goals is maybe possibly no, it will be shown in the classroom.
Oh yeah,
So
definitely.
yeah, so
Your teachers, well, not your teachers, because we in college now. Your professors are definitely gonna be talking about this. We want them to be talking about this because we want this to be a resource to students. We made this for students. Although if our audience expands beyond students, that would be great. But right now, our main focus is you, and you, and you. Yeah.
so I feel like we know that was a great introduction, great icebreakers. So let's hop
Oh my
into
goodness, maybe I need to move my phone right here.
let's hop into the academic life and the college transition. So the
Mhm.
first question is how to balance school with extra activities and keeping a social life. It's on you.
Ooh.
Or should that
Okay.
be on me? Because I did X, Y, and Z coming in.
Yeah. You go first, and then I'm gonna give like my advice based on what you did.
Okay, so how to balance school with extra activities and keeping a social life. So I'm gonna be real with y'all. When I came in, I didn't even think about my social life.
Not at
I
all.
just I wanted to strictly get involved and get involved quickly because when your junior and senior year comes around, you're gonna be doing internships. You're gonna be doing getting ready to graduate,
You
getting looking for
supposed to be
jobs.
doing
Or yeah, you're
internships.
supposed to do it. That's what they want us to do. So I feel like I wanted to start early so that way I could be like I can look back and be like, okay, I'm satisfied where I am as a junior and senior now. I feel like I don't have to still be involved, but not heavily involved anymore because I came
Mhm.
in strong. So now I elevated myself and set myself up to be where I am today without worrying about
Like what you be saying, he go hard in the paint
yeah
for real.
I go hard in the paint. But yeah, I came in. I wasn't too much worried about my social life until I think Welcome Week actually came around. Like it was like the third event. The silent
I keep moving this mic
yeah
because I feel like it's not in the right spot.
the silent headphone party or something like that. I can't remember what it was.
I think I like
And
that better.
at that point, I was so much I was so worried about what club I was gonna do that I completely missed that event and
That was a fun event, y'all.
almost every other event. And then when school started, yeah, I had my one friend from back at home, but I didn't make any friends during that time that we were supposed to get out and socialize because
Mhm.
I was so worried about classes, clubs, um,
He had the
community
freshman
service.
itis,
Yes, I had.
the
Well,
involved freshman
so
itis,
there's two freshman itis. You have the one where you just want to party, party,
the
party,
party freshman
and then
itis,
you
and
have the
then the
one.
involved
Yeah, that was
freshman
me.
itis.
And so when I realized,
I was the
yeah,
party freshman itis. We're gonna talk about this.
when I realized that I didn't have a social life, that's when I knew I had to step back and be like, hey, how can I now, since I'm joining all these clubs, how can I now play me joining these clubs into my social life?
Mhm.
So when I joined those clubs, I made sure that I found 2 or 3 friends out of each club. They could be
Mhm.
like, hey, what do you want to do this outside of this club? So it was just about a balance. Like I had already join clubs. So how could I intertwine that social life into me having being in clubs? So that's how I pretty much made the balance of having extracurriculars and having a social life. So just intertwining them together, which works for me, but it may not work for you. But
Okay. Let me be honest, y'all. My experience as a freshman and his is totally different. Like I said at first, I was the party freshman, but that's because I grew up very sheltered. My mama did not let me go nowhere. And you know that saying that be like street parents raise sneaky kids.
mm, mm. Repeat that one more time.
Hold up.
Repeat that.
I feel like you judging a little bit by that.
Oh, we don't judge over here. Just repeat that for the key people in the back that may be listening.
Street parents raise sneaky kids. And y'all, my stomach probably finna growl again. So if y'all hear, just act like y'all don't hear. And if y'all talk about me in the comments, y'all gonna get blocked. No negativity over here.
I'm gonna block y'all.
It did it. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. We gonna go eat after this, I promise. But I had to show up for y'all first. I put my meal on the back burner so I could show up and talk to y'all. Remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But like I said, just to speed things up, I was the party freshman. Like if you was here my freshman year, me and my friend group, we we was really known. Like to the point if we went at the parties, folks was calling, asking like, "What are y'all doing?" Cause like my friend group, we always gonna bring the vibes and all of that. That's not really a good thing to be known by, and I know that now. But when I first got here, you know, when you a freshman, and especially if you grew up sheltered, you don't know that it's a certain way that you
And
need to carry yourself.
and not even the sheltered or sheltered students that come to campus. It's really easy for anyone to get caught up and
Hmm.
strictly going to parties, and it's like this is like a good but bad analogy. It's like kind of like crack for crackheads. Once you do it the first time, it's kind of hard to
I do
break.
not agree with this statement.
It's kind of hard to break the cycle of doing
Yeah,
something because now you've been acclimated or introduced to this
it is
lifestyle that's
addicting.
something, yeah, it's something that you never seen back at home, and
Hmm.
now it's like, okay, now I want to feel that same feeling that I had when I went to that party yesterday. I want to keep doing this, doing this, doing this, and you
Yes.
forget about classwork, you forget about the clubs that you're in, you forget about work, all of that.
Yeah. And just to like piggyback off of what he said, I'm not going to say I forgot about work because my first semester here, I ended with a 3.0. Well, actually, I
Mm.
had a 3.4. So I was doing good my first semester. But like I said, I was partying all the time. Like me and my friend group, we competed in the lip sync battle my freshman year. UAC used to host it every year, but they literally have not did it since my freshman year. And we competed as the Trojan Condoms. If y'all crack us, you gonna get blocked. Um, yeah, clear your throats. Anyway, the Trojan condoms, and then it kind of stuck. So they'll be like, "Where the Trojan condoms at?" We'd be like, we here. What's up? What's up?" But I eventually grew out of that by my sophomore year. And another mistake that I made when I came as a freshman, I was in a relationship. Eh,
Mm.
eh. I'm not saying that you can't be in a relationship, but if you're gonna be in a relationship while you're in school, especially if y'all are at two different schools, trust is a big thing. And if y'all don't have trust, that relationship is not gonna work. Because me and my significant other at the time, we had an amazing relationship up until I got to school. But once, cause yeah, y'all, I was gay at one point. Don't judge me. I'm saved by Christ now. Not judging anybody that is still gay. It's just not for me. Um, she was all the way in Wisconsin, and I was here, and then it's just a big thing. Trust. We thought we had a strong foundation, but it wasn't as strong as we thought. And then I went from having a 3.4 my first semester to us arguing the entire spring semester, and I ended with a 1.0. It was that bad because I literally argued the whole time. But that's besides the point. Let's get back on track because
Hmm.
I do be yapping sometimes.
So
What's the question again?
I thought you answered it.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't answer it.
I started yapping. Sorry, I do that a lot.
How to balance school with extra activities and keeping a social life.
Okay, so my first 2 years, my freshman and sophomore year, I like to think of those as my years of surviving because freshman year I was adjusting to being out of my mama house, having freedom, all that. My sophomore year, I was kind of like realizing like all this partying and stuff is not good for me, but I also was depressed because my granddad had passed right before I came to school my freshman year, and then over that summer my brother passed. So it was like I had never lost nobody in my life, like at all. I went a whole 18 years without ever losing anybody, without ever going to a funeral. So I didn't know how to deal with that. And I was very depressed. So once again, my sophomore year, I failed completely. So, like I said, I was surviving and I wasn't involved in nothing. The only thing that I tried to join was UAC, but I had started working at the bookstore on campus and the meetings was at 5 o'clock. I had to be to work at 5 o'clock. So it was like I couldn't do nothing. So hence the surviving. But by my junior year, I finally moved out of my mama house. I got my apartment down here. And once again, still surviving a little bit. But I took advantage of like joining some clubs. Because mind you, I've been in trio since my sophomore year. But I did not take advantage of trio until my junior year. And then from there, to to people on the outside looking in, it's like, oh my God, she was like a party girl. Then all of a sudden, she doing this and she doing that. To y'all, it looked like I did it out of nowhere. But for me, I was literally surviving. And I couldn't be active on campus because I'm trying to make sure I got some food at home.
Mm.
I'm trying to make sure I got quarters to wash my clothes. Like, it's reasons why I wasn't involved on campus. But once I felt stable enough to be involved, because anything that I do, I'm doing it with a purpose, and I'm not finna have no profane language on here, but you know what I'm finna say. I'm not finna have do nothing. So I waited until I was fully able to like be involved in these clubs and actually like do what I'm supposed to. So it's hard to balance, but if you really want something, you can make it happen. You just really gotta like join clubs that actually align with what you want to do, and make sure that you are actually open and you have time to actually do that stuff.
Yeah, that was good. That was really good. That was good. So, the next question is, let me see.
It's hot in here, y'all.
What is something that you learned in college that you should have known already? You can go first. Answer first, the last one.
Nobody is gonna help you. You gotta help yourself. And it's like they tell us that in school. They be like, "Oh, once you get to college, they not gonna be on you about doing your work and stuff." And then you just like, "You're lying." They not lying. You gonna fail, and you gonna fail by yourself. Your professor is not finna reach out to you and say, "Oh, you missed this assignment," and "Oh, you need to do this." If you don't do that work, you just another check off the you another check off the list. Like they not finna chase you. They not finna encourage you. Now you have some professors that actually care. Like Dr. Brown, this is for you. Love you down.
My number one
But
fan.
even her, she's not gonna chase me down. But she still cares more than your average professor. But that is very rare.
I'm just gonna start out with this. Show me your friends, and I'll show you your future. For so long,
Say that one more time.
show me your friends, and I'll show you your future.
Hey.
For so long, our parents, be like, not everyone's your friend.
Oh my
Choose your
God, my
friends.
stomach finna cry again.
Choose your friends wisely, and that's something we should know already
Mhm.
because you hear it so much. Whether if you heard it from your parents, your teachers, your ex, wife, you've heard it before, and
Multiple
so
times.
we all knew that. But coming to college, that stuck with me the most because not everybody is your friend
They
here
gonna act
on
like it
campus.
though.
They're gonna act like it because they're gonna need something, want something,
Ooh,
or you got
especially if you got a car.
yeah. If you
Ooh,
want, if you got a quality a car that they don't have, they're gonna talk about you behind your back, but use you in your face. And I had to learn that. For a prime example, I'm not gonna call any names, but I was in TC one day. We have the little Trojan cards or whatever, and this person, I wouldn't say we were friends, but we were working our way up to that status.
This seems messy.
Yeah, we were working our way up to that status of being friends, and so, mind you, it was always catching strays from this person. So therefore, I started stepping back from being working our way up to being friends. And so I noticed that, but then one day, all of a sudden, not even one day, this is just another example of what this person had already been doing. But they every time they were hungry or they wanted me to buy them something, they were nice. Oh, your shoes clean today, or you got a nice outfit on. Like I really admire you.
That's so weird.
But as soon as I say no or I do something they don't like, it's always negative talk. So I had to like distance myself from that person. And then once I distance myself from that person, I noticed a change in my attitude, my grades, all of that. So definitely pick and choose your friends. And to piggyback off that, listen to your surroundings. Like sometimes step back and listen to what people actually say, because sometimes people actions and words can really tell you who they are.
And on top of that, listen to how your friends and your circle, whoever you have around you, when you talk about your dreams and things that you want to do in life, listen to them naysayers, because those are the people that you need to get away from. I'm talking about run, the killer is coming.
Run, Forrest, run.
Yes, you need to leave, because it's like, even I did this. I kept people in my life that kind of like, because I have big dreams. If y'all haven't noticed, if y'all follow me on social media, like, the stuff that I post, I'm not posting that stuff for show. I'm really posting it for my own good. I really don't care what nobody has to say about what I post, because on the outside looking in, it looks like I'm doing too much. But I'm making up for lost time, because I've always had dreams to be big in life. And I'm going to be big in life. But it's like, I feel so strongly about that. So when I present that to certain people, or when I have presented that to certain people, they kind of look at me like, girl, no, you ain't. And the people that said no, you ain't, asked me if they still in my life. Clock it.
So, excuse me. But okay, so let's move on to a major and future goals. So this kind of circles back to like, getting to know what's more.
Mm-hmm.
So what are y'all majors? Why did y'all choose it, and have you ever changed it or wanted to?
You go first.
So again, I'm a social work major. Not to, because we will have an episode about a little bit about our background life, but just give you a little tidbit about me, but without getting into it. So I actually came from
Hold up, I think this is Lynn.
Yeah.
You keep talking.
Yeah, I actually
Turn my mic
came
off.
from the system, and so I pretty much that stuck with me because I didn't have what a normal person would have coming into college, and I also feel like that when we had to, we didn't have the correct people in the system as social workers. So therefore, I feel like I wanted to be that that change difference, that change maker of like
Sorry, that
being
was a business call.
being what it felt, being what it should.
Take your time.
I want to be a better social worker or a person in that field to show the other kids coming up what somebody is supposed to do that has that job. So I never wanted to change my major so far yet because I feel like that's my calling.
He ain't
It's
been
not
here long enough to change his major.
But I just feel like that's my calling. It didn't choose me. I didn't choose it. It chose me.
Period.
So therefore, my plans are to major in social work, then go to law school, and then hopefully, y'all probably see me in politics, governor of Alabama, things like that. So
come through, go.
I just feel like I yapped through that. I think the phone call threw me off, but
I'm sorry, y'all. That was a business call. I'm a businesswoman. Anyway, my major currently is interdisciplinary studies, and please bear with me. I get so tired of saying my major because it's so long. But my 3 minors are entrepreneurship, marketing, strategic public relations, and advertising media. Now, ask me if that was my major when I first started.
Was it your major when you first started?
No. First of all, when I first got here, it wasn't even available. It came about the end of my sophomore year, so I changed my major at the end of my sophomore year. And I can tell you now, if you plan on changing your major, you need to do it either your freshman year or the beginning of sophomore year, like before you get into classes. Because if you change at the end of sophomore year, it's going to push back your graduation date at least a year, possibly a year and a half, depending on if you actually pass classes. But me personally, when I first came to school, I wanted to major in entrepreneurship. Because ever since I learned the word entrepreneurship, that's always been my goal. Because I don't know, I'm a very strong-willed person, and I do not like being told what to do. So as soon as I found out like entrepreneurship means I could work for myself, make my own money, work on my own time, I knew that's what I wanted to do. Simply because I don't like being told what to do. Not saying that I can't listen to instructions. It's just I don't like it. Can't help it. But I started as a marketing major because that was the closest that I could get to entrepreneurship. And if you know, marketing is like, people downplay marketing, but you can't have no business without marketing. Like I said, we had to do subtle foreshadowing for this video to hit off the way that it's going to. Because if we would have never did that and we would have dropped this video, y'all would have scrolled right past it because y'all would have never knew what it was capable of.
Mm-hmm.
So I started in marketing, and then I was talking to my advisor, and she was like, "Oh, we got this new program called IDS because they added on entrepreneurship as a minor." And I was like, "Okay, I don't care what I got to do. I need to be taking entrepreneurship classes." So that's how I ended up changing the IDS, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. Now that advertising and PR, that thing been stressing me out since the beginning because it started as advertising media and then they changed it to strategic PR and advertising media. And it's been very crazy. If anybody is in that minor, y'all know my struggles. But every semester, I literally have to get, like, classes moved around, approved. Like, it's just been a whole lot. But I wouldn't trade it for the world because at least I'm learning stuff that I'm actually going to use. And then as far as like how I want to use that in the future, like I said, entrepreneur, I do want to start my own business. Let me rephrase that. I'm going to start my own business. And this is kind of like our first business because like although this is a podcast, this is actually a business. If y'all don't know, we're currently at the Idea Bank, and this is an official business. It's gonna get. I ain't gonna say too much, but just know it's gonna be big, and it's not gonna stop here. So yeah,
So
that's pretty much my little spiel.
let's get a little deeper
A little deeper
about us.
You gotta dig a little deeper. Dun, 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 dun. You gotta dig a little deeper. You gotta come on with the low notes. Come on, 1, 2, 3. You gotta dig a little deeper. Yeah. They don't know about that. We ain't got no claps on them. On the soundboard is right here. We ain't got no claps. Thank you, y'all.
All right, so this is something I want to know, or something I feel like people should know moving forward about me, because I will correct you real quick. What are some of your pet peeves?
First of all, I kind of talked about this already.
Or just give me one.
Well, this is my main pet peeve. I do not like feeling attacked because, let y'all in on another secret. When I was younger, I got bullied from, I want to say 2nd grade all the way up into 6th grade when I got into my first fight. Yeah, they left me alone after that. So it's like I am a very defensive person, and I am in therapy. I'm working on it because my past does not need to predict my future, and I'm learning that more and more every day. But it's like if I feel attacked, if I feel like you're trying to belittle me, I'm going to go into defense mode, and I hate that about myself. But it's just like I said, I'm such a strong-willed person because of the things that I've been through. And I'm not afraid to, like, say what I've been through. Like, on one episode, we'll talk more about, like, my past. But it's like my past definitely made me into the person that I am today. So my biggest pet peeve is feeling attacked. And it's like I try to let everybody in my life know if you attack me or if I feel like I'm being attacked, I'm going to get defensive. We're going to get into it because I'll argue with anybody. I ain't never argued with my grandma, but I will. But she already know how I am. So overall, I don't like feeling attacked.
So my pet peeve is it comes from the black culture, the generational curse or generational sayings, I would like to say, that's been passed down up until today. So I hate when somebody, instead of calling me Ty or Tyshawn, they'll be like, "What's up, my
You don't like the N-word, y'all."
But they be like, N-word no, or N-word no, the N-word that. I hate that because for so...
You get mad, y'all.
Yes, for so long we have fought for other people, other races not to call us the N-word, whether that's with the ER or not. We fought for so long for them not to say that, but we're setting the example of what we're telling them not to do by calling each other that. And I feel like that's just that's...
hypocrisy.
Yes, that to me, that's the same level as calling a female out their name, calling them the B word. So therefore, we're gonna show each other respect, whether you like each other or not. You're gonna be cordial enough to call me by my name, because if you don't want to call me by my name, don't talk to me. So referring to me as the N word or saying the N word in general around me in a sentence really aggravates me. And my close friends, they know it aggravates me.
When we was in Hawaii, I had slipped up.
Yes,
he got so mad.
If looks could kill, Bila would have been dead in Hawaii.
Yeah, I called him that a couple times because only time I say that word is when I get mad, and it's not good. It is a generational curse that we need to break, and him voicing that to me, like, letting me know that he doesn't like that. I am taking it into account, and I really want to get the word out of my vocabulary because he's right. Like, we're literally hypocrites. How are we gonna tell other people of other cultures or other races to not call us something, but we sit there and call ourselves that, and then we sit there and say, "Oh, we can say it because it's us." No, it's still a derogatory term, and it's something like the word was made to belittle us. It was never meant to build us up.
So that's like, because that's like prime example. That's like you're teaching your kids one way, but you're teaching them, but you're still doing what you're teaching them not to do. So therefore, treat this word as like a kid. Like you're teaching, you're unlearning yourself on not how to say it, and it's gonna be hard. I'm not gonna just gonna be stopped. Y'all need to stop today. No, this is something you need to practice
Mhm.
over time, so you won't eventually say it anymore. Like I
Mhm.
said, like she said, that word was meant to belittle us. So when we say it to each other,
We be littering each
yes,
other.
you ain't
We
doing
supposed to
nothing.
build each other up. We
Literally,
are black kings and queens, and
literally.
then every other race too. But I'm talking about us. Like we black kings and queens. But this podcast is open
Yes.
to everybody, and y'all gonna see that real soon.
So our next question is, what is the deepest quote you know, and what does it mean to you?
Um,
Do you go first, or you?
I definitely say don't judge a book by its cover. That's the first quote that I learned, and it's simply because, like, based on the stuff that I've shared with y'all so far, looking at me and the way that I act, the way that I carry myself, y'all would not know none of that stuff. And that's what it means by don't judge a book by its cover, because it's like the way that somebody looks or the way that they carry themselves is way more to a book than what's on the cover. So before you judge somebody or before you think you know somebody, you should open the book and read before you judge it.
And not just the first page.
And you don't even need to judge at all. Because who are we to judge anybody? We ain't God. Or whatever religion you believe in. We're very inclusive over here. But I am a Christian. So my highest is oh Lord. I got makeup on. My highest is my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
I say this a lot. I think this is like your probably like fifth time hearing this quote, but when I heard it, it stuck with me now. And I even said this in interviews when they asked me this. So my quote is, you come into this world looking like your parents, but you die looking like your decisions.
Oh yeah, he say that all the
I
time.
say it all the time
All the time.
because people like to judge us off the decisions that our parents made, or just simply because we look like them. But
Mm-hmm.
what they fail to realize, or what we fail to realize, is that we can look like them all day, but at the end of the day, it's our decisions. Those decisions that we make are going to determine who Tyshawn is, who Mila is, who
Mm-hmm.
you are.
Yeah.
So therefore, you always want to put your best foot forward, because when you leave this earth, you want to make sure your name is not tarnished, or they can be
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, I remember him running the streets, selling drugs. No,
Yeah.
I want to leave the best legacy possible. So remember, you come into this world looking like your parents, but you die looking like your decisions.
And piggybacking off of that, I want y'all to remember, when you leave this world, 9 times out of 10, they are not gonna remember your name, but they will remember what you did while you
Mm-hmm.
were on this earth. And then that might let them remember your name, but they gonna remember your impact before they remember your personality. So what are you gonna do to make an impact so you are remembered by your impact and not your personality? Think about that.
All right, y'all. That concludes.
That was everything?
Yes.
Oh my God,
The
I'm
first
sad. I was having
episode.
fun. Oh,
So,
no. We got a sad thing.
yes.
We got a sad song.
I don't think we got one.
Oh, we need to add a sad one because I'm sad.
Yeah, we ain't got one. But on a happier note,
First episode.
yes, we made it to the first episode, and that was some really great talk, great eats.
Great.
So, with that being said, make sure you guys please like, comment, and subscribe,
Share.
and share.
Tell a friend to tell a friend, because I don't know how hard we can stress this. We are not doing this for no other reason besides you. Like, yeah, we talking, yeah, we yapping, but we're doing this because we want somebody to listen to this, and we want to make that connection for them to realize, like, oh, I need to do this or I need to do that. Not saying that y'all have to listen to what we're saying, but this whole podcast is made and it's catered to you. Like, literally. It's not for us.
Well,
it's not for him.
Well, rephrase. It is for us, because sometimes we could talk about something, or you could say something that I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's for everybody.
Yes, it's for every student at Troy University. And then we do plan on expanding beyond Troy University. But right now, it's for every student that has that Trojan pride in their heart, because the Trojan pride has touched both of us. That's what enabled us to make this podcast. And I literally cannot stress it enough. We are doing this for y'all, so y'all's feedback is what's going to keep us going. If y'all don't like, if y'all don't comment, if y'all don't subscribe, I'm not saying that we're gonna stop because we're still gonna go, but it's like we want this to be catered to y'all. But if y'all don't give us feedback and if y'all don't talk to us, how are we gonna know what y'all need?
Right.
Like, we're gonna be taking episode suggestions. Like, we ain't talk about this yet, but the next episode will be a bit more structured and it will have like a time limit. We're gonna ask y'all how long y'all want the episodes to be because originally we said we were only gonna do like 10 to 15 minutes because we all know that college students' attention span is very short. But the stuff that we're gonna talk about is probably gonna take longer than that. So in the comments, y'all need to tell us how long do y'all want us to talk? Do y'all want 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes? I ain't gonna lie, it's capping at 30 minutes. So y'all need
35. 5-minute grace.
I guess we can have 5 minutes to end the episode.
Yeah. But with that being said, hope y'all enjoyed the first episode.
We ain't have a quote.
Well, we did do our inspirational quotes at the end. So, well, at the end of each video, we will have a quote from you guys.
Yes.
So be on the lookout for that as well. But with that being said,
he's so ready to end the episode
because it's 45 minutes.
Okay. One last thing. As far as how the episode is going to go, it's going to pretty much be how it started. But at the beginning, we are going to have our own inspirational quote for y'all. And then at the end of the episode, before we conclude, we're going to pick a comment from somebody that dropped the inspirational quote on this video. So in the next video, y'all need to be prepared. Y'all need to be dropping y'all quotes. We're going to shout y'all out, and then we're going to say whatever y'all quote is. And then that's how we're going to end the episode. So please keep that in mind. Now you can.
With that being said, Ty Easy and
Action Jackson
out.